What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Monday. This episode is presented by Coors Light. You know Coors Light is our favorite beer, made to chill. You know when it's nice and cold, the mountaintops turn blue, and you know that you have a nice, cold, refreshing Coors Light in your hand, ready to drink and made to chill. We actually have some right next to us, and they look really delicious. So everybody, grab your Coors Light this holiday season. Crack one open. Doesn't matter what time of the day it is, actually. Crack one open. Enjoy the holidays.
Cheers.
Cheers to Coors Light. We love you.
You can get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always, celebrate responsibly, of course.
Yes, of course.
From Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Thank you, Coors Light. We love you. All right, it's Monday. Happy Monday, everybody. I have a disdain for Sundays, and I really just need to get it off my chest.
A disdain for Sundays?
A disdain.
I love Sunday.
I literally played this conversation in my head that I was going to say I have a disdain for Sundays, and you were going to be like, I love Sundays. I hate Sundays when it's cold out. I hate it. I can't express it enough. I really hate Sundays when it's cold.
When it's cold, it's even better. You just do nothing.
No. Listen, it's snuggling up is great, right? But then there reaches a point where you feel like you're turning into waste. And that is what I feel like on Sundays. Like I'm snuggled up. The morning's great, afternoon, and then it gets to a point where I'm like, oh my God, just let it be Monday already. Like, and it might be like, I don't know, the reaction, like,
I could counting down the hours to Monday.
Well, also it's like most Sundays, Marty has to go to work at night and watch the games here. They stream the games here. So it's like, I'm like, oh, Sunday's so great. And then all of a sudden it's like, Sunday's a little lonely. Most people love Sundays.
A different kind of Sunday for you.
Then all of a sudden it's like a little bit lonely.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something about cold Sundays that, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, football Sunday, blah, blah. Like, I just don't love it. I just don't love Sundays.
But warm Sundays, you're fine with.
Sundays in the summer, I'm good with.
Okay.
Warm Sundays, I'm totally cool with. It's like sunny out. You can go to the beach. It wasn't
really that cold. Yeah, it was just like rainy.
Yeah, I guess when you're like, if you're hungover, it's great or whatever. But there's like a certain hour on Sunday that it hits me. It's not all of Sunday.
Yeah.
I love Sunday morning. I like the early afternoon.
I was going to say, so when Marty leaves.
No, but then there's like a Sunday, late Sunday night is fine. There's like a certain.
When it gets dark.
Yeah, it's like 4 o'clock, between like 4 and 7 on Sundays are like scary to me.
Well, that's when the scaries hit.
That's what the people say. That's why they're Sunday scaries for a reason.
Like between 4 and 7, it's like a lull period. Like I'm really sleepy, but I probably already took my nap.
Right.
But then it's time. I'm not gonna go to bed yet. It's like I'm so confused on Sundays. This is what I realized yesterday, that I was like,
Sunday is a very disorienting day for you.
It's very disorienting for me. Sundays are really disorienting for me. It's the
first day of the week.
It's the unknown of like, what do I do? Like, I was actually Googling, why do I not like Sundays so much? And there were other people.
Did you get a good answer?
There were other people in the same camp. They were like, there's some people just have this Sunday doom.
Yeah, Sunday scaries, but are called Sunday scaries for a reason. The anxiety of starting a new week is a lot for people.
But I like Mondays.
I think your anxiety is the whole week's in front of you, and you just want to start it, but
I'm excited. I like the week. Like, I love every other weekday. Like, I don't even hate Mondays. I like Mondays a lot.
I can't say the same. Not that I don't like Mondays. I definitely don't love Mondays. Sunday I like way better than Monday. Tuesday's the worst day of the week in my mind.
Oh, really? I like Tuesday. See, I like every day of the week. There's a period on Sunday that I really don't like.
Monday I can wake up and be like, okay, new week. Let's get this bread. Like, let's
Okay.
you know.
Fran's always saying.
Yeah,
I'm always saying that.
bread.
Oh, that's
You know?
Fran's
Another
go-to.
day, another
Whole
dollar.
new brand new day.
Yeah.
Tuesday's just like, ugh. The end of the week still seems so far away.
And honestly, like, yesterday we had something else to do, so it was like Marty didn't even leave yesterday. This is just the past few Sundays, this whatever. But I have felt this way for years. I have probably brought it up on this podcast before that there is something about there's a time period on Sunday that like makes me feel weird.
Do you think if
I
didn't
think
have to
you
work
are.
on Monday,
I
you
think you
feel
are
the same?
quite literally describing the origination of Sunday.
if there wasn't work on Sunday,
But
you wouldn't
I'm
feel
not
this?
afraid of Monday.
I know, but I'm saying like
No, but I don't even think Sunday scary is necessarily translates to being afraid of Monday. I think it's just like the scary, like it's just like the
you just have
an
responsibilities.
anxious feeling.
I'm not anxious. It's not an anxious feeling. It's like I don't even know what to call it. But
Maybe
I
you're
wouldn't.
just bored.
I wouldn't call it maybe.
Like maybe you're just bored. It's just like
right.
You're enjoying the sitting around until all of a sudden it's like, all right, now I'm bored, but nobody's around.
Yeah, that might be
And
it. But it's like
You're like, let me just get to Monday so I can go see Noah and Fran.
yeah,
and
right.
everybody.
Like let me just get the
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know. It's something about this Sunday 4 to 7 period of time that just really doesn't sit.
Yeah,
it doesn't sit well with me.
Well, it's also the
It gets when it
time change.
Right,
It's
it
also
gets
because it's dark early.
The dark early thing really.
I
sucks.
love
Yeah.
Sundays in the summer when it's like it's 8 o'clock, it's still sunny out. You're like, oh my god, the weekend's still going.
Yeah.
you know. But
No,
I
I
don't
mean
know.
I feel you on that one. I also think because we've had two very dreary Sundays in a row.
yeah, and
They've
now
rained. It's
I
rained.
think like 3 in a row.
It's rained at least. I don't know about 3,
Right,
but
like,
at least the last 2.
can't even go on a nice stroll. Like, listen, I've been sitting on this for a little bit now, like waiting to talk about it. Now that I am talking about it, I wish I could take it back because I know most people are going to be like, what? Sundays are so great. Like,
No,
Sundays are amazing. We are
don't
missing out
think-
on Sundays.
well, people love football.
Right. And I just don't care that much. So it's like, you know, it feels like everybody has something on Sunday except me.
Go catch a movie.
Well,
Go to
then
the
I was
theater.
looking.
I'm really leaning more towards the boredom.
Yeah, and I was looking right, and it might
the
be the
boredom
like
angle.
the impending doom of like, you know, you like, oh, like what do I like? But here's the thing: this is like every other day of the week. Like, what do I do if I'm bored, or I don't get bored during the week,
Yeah.
or on Friday and Saturday I'm not bored. Maybe it's a sense of, oh my god, I have nothing
But
to
that's
do.
because like on the weekday you work during the day and then you go home.
Yeah.
And then you
Right.
you already exerted your energy.
Sunday has the potential to be a full day of nothing.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that
Friday and Saturday, you know, you always mix something else in.
I think that I don't like that. I don't know. I have felt this way for years, maybe my whole life. And maybe when you're younger, you feel it because like school's the next day, and then you get older and like work's the next day. But
Sunday 5 o'clock when you were in school was the worst.
and I just think back to all those times of being like, man, like I hate this.
That's
And
like
now
when
I
you
feel
didn't
like
touch your backpack all weekend, and then
Right.
like you have to be like finally open it up, and it's late, and it's like
right.
oh,
But
I
then
got
like
shit to
10
do.
p.m. is fine. It's just like that little time on Sunday that just
It's like-
makes me feel uneasy.
It's the darkness too, I'm sure.
Yeah, like I said, I like Sundays in the
Yeah.
summer. It's the cold Sundays
You know what
that
I think
am
it
not
is
a fan
also?
of.
Yeah,
There's nothing on TV like that everyone's watching.
Well, everyone's watching football.
No, but I'm
But
saying
there's
like,
no
like,
show, right?
there's no
Like
show,
Succession.
Like, there's no like Succession. There's no
Yeah,
like,
like
Sunday night.
oh my god, 9 o'clock.
it's not like everyone 9 o'clock.
Right, that's what I mean.
Thrones.
And everybody else is watching football, so then I'll like put football on to feel like oh, I'm a part of something, but I don't really care that much. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Yeah.
So I was Googling, I was like, why do I hate Sundays so much? Like, why is this overwhelming sense of like, I don't like this day? And people were like, you should find something that you do only on Sundays that's enjoyable so that you know on Sunday you're going to do it. But I'm like, what would that even be?
Relax.
Right. It's relaxing. Like I used to be
Yeah,
able to
that's-
just.
I think like a nice stroll in the
well,
park.
I do that already though.
Noah,
that's
what
I'm saying.
she's saying. She can't do when it's cold.
When it's
and,
cold and
Oh,
rainy,
yeah.
I would love like.
I did it yesterday though. It wasn't like at least where I was in Manhattan. It wasn't. It was like 50. I thought like.
No, it was like really bad out yesterday by me, but
It was raining like all day.
It wasn't raining when I was walking.
I
around.
think I just don't like the feeling of I used to enjoy doing nothing a lot more than I do now.
Right. Well, that, yeah.
Well, you used
I
to
don't-
smoke.
Yeah, I think out of being like lazy because I was like high all the time, like I could just lay down and like be like
Anything's entertaining when you're high.
right. And it's like now I have energy, so it's like, oh, I don't really feel like napping that much anymore, you know? So that was where my
Well, I hope you
headspace was
figured
at.
this out.
Yeah, I know. We gotta get you a hobby. A Sunday hobby.
Like only on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like every other day of the week I'm booked up.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Just for Sundays.
Just for Sundays.
What about a nice book?
I already do that though. It's
Yeah.
not just on Sundays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just a feeling. Like it doesn't matter what I'm doing. Like I'll cook on Sundays, right? Like I'll cook a ton. I'll bake.
Yeah.
Like to do something. It's this feeling between, I'm telling you, these hours that just like make me feel weird.
Okay.
It's like the purge.
I was gonna say. I know.
Like, but because now
know.
I hate that people think that I like don't have hobbies or don't do things. Like I do things. It's just this period of time on Sunday.
I believe you.
I believe you as well. We're not saying that you don't have things to do. I'm the one I'm in the camp of I don't do anything on Sunday. I left my apartment for the first time at 5 p.m. and it was pitch black out, and I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like I do jack shit on Sundays. Always. Like that's
Yeah.
and I had a lot to get done yesterday. I could have wrapped presents. I could have gotten gift. Like there's other things that I need to do that I did not do because I sat my ass on the couch all day.
Maybe I need to leave more things for Sunday. Maybe I need to stop getting ahead of things.
Maybe.
Maybe I need to leave.
Stop being so prepared then, huh?
Maybe I need to leave things to
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yep.
All my gift wrapping was done. Like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I whatever. I'm rambling now about Sundays, but there will be some people who agree with
It's
me.
all because of that free Wednesday we did last week. That's why.
Right, that Wednesday that we took off.
Wednesday
I got everything.
we weren't in the office.
That we weren't in the office and
And you got too much done.
I got too much done. I didn't leave anything to Sunday. Oh shit.
Oh boy, that's funny. Okay,
Well, maybe someone out there can agree with me that
I-
the time
there
period
will
from 4
be.
to 7 p.m. on Sunday stinks.
and I'm also sure there's plenty of people who are like
I mean,
also don't want to sit there at lazy ass on the couch like me and just watch football all day.
But I also don't want to sound like that I don't. Everybody knows I love sitting on the couch watching TV. It's just
You're worrying too much about
it's just
about either
it-
appearing too busy or appearing not busy.
I
at all.
know, well, because so many people have so many opinions about things. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. I'm just saying 4 to 7 on
I don't
Sundays.
think anyone looks forward to 4 to 7. Like I love like 11 to like. Yeah, like
11 to
who
3.
is like let me.
Right.
I can't
well,
wait till
that
4
also
on Sunday.
that also probably falls around the time that people eat, which brings me joy. Eating.
What,
Yeah,
4
that's-
to
You know?
7?
No, that's not an eating time.
Oh,
is
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Right, it's like
Like it's
usually
before dinner
wake
time,
up
after
Sunday,
lunch.
get
Maybe
an
it's the
eagle.
weekend. You did a brunch situation. That's the time you're not eating. And anytime I'm not eating is a time where I'm more bored.
Listen, the reason I'm acting funky right now is because of it was Sunday yesterday.
You're dealing with the effects of the 4 to 7
The 4 to
p.m.
7 p.m. on Sundays. Now, listen, I cannot wait until springtime hits.
Yeah.
But like this coming Sunday is gonna be great, isn't it? Christmas
Oh,
Eve?
Christmas Eve. So
Yes.
I actually was thinking about that. I was like, well, at least next Sunday is Christmas Eve.
But
Santa's coming.
even on Christmas Eve, it hits 4, and you're like, ugh.
It's the dark Sundays.
Yeah.
The
Alone.
dark Sundays. Yeah. It's the,
It's seasonal. It's everybody. So many
Right.
people feel it.
Yeah.
Seasonal depression is a real thing.
Right.
A very real thing. When it starts to get dark at 4:30, it's the worst.
Yeah. Well, we will prevail.
Yeah.
I'm just happy it's Monday.
Same.
Oh, shit. How was your weekend?
Any
My
other
weekend was
days of the
great.
week you want to talk about?
Yeah, no. Friday and
I
Saturday.
love Fridays and Saturdays.
Yeah, Fridays and Saturdays, great days. Great. No, nothing really out of the ordinary. Had some events saw some friends.
You're like really thinking hard.
I
about
really
that.
kind of forgot what I was doing, and then now it's all coming back to me. Friday, I actually had a lovely afternoon with two of my oldest friends. Bopped around, had some couple nice glasses of wine, came home, went to dinner, watched The Grinch. I've been coming home and I'm watching Christmas movies. Saturday, had a lovely day, bopping around, had a birthday party Saturday night, came home, watched the Santa Claus. Sunday,
Not
did
too
nothing.
shabby.
So,
Not too shabby.
yeah, not bad at all.
Not
It
too-
was lovely, no complaints, beautiful weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a great weekend too on Friday and Saturday. Friday, I went to dinner with one of my friends who does not live in New York anymore. Haven't seen her in a while. That was lovely. And then I went out and I got my first you're not allowed back in this bar. And actually it felt really great.
I feel like you kind of have to set the scene there.
I'm going to.
okay.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
And I think it's for good reason. So we went out and we went to a couple bars that we usually go to. It was a big group of people,
Yeah.
big group of friends. And we
In
went
in Jersey.
in Hoboken. And we went to a couple bars that we always go to that we love, near and dear to my heart. And then it was like around 1:30ish. We were going to go into this bar that I never even go to anyway. Like I
Let me just say, I don't
It's
really
not-
like this place to begin
no,
with.
it's not my favorite. I'm not going to name names, but it's really not my favorite. Never really go there. Maybe I've been there one other time, but the group of friends wanted to go to this bar. So one of our friends brought his girlfriend who is from out of state.
Yep.
And so she has an out of state ID and she is 28 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. We walk up. She's the first one to give her ID. Security guard rips the ID out of her hand and is like, "This is fake. I'm calling the cops." Immediate outrage from the group.
Yeah.
We're like, "What are you talking about?" He's like being such a dick. He's like, "This is fake. I'm calling the cops." So we're like, "Okay, call the cops then."
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. You're
Call
gonna
'em.
You're gonna be really embarrassed. Name them. Name them.
Bring them. Call them.
You're gonna be really embarrassed.
Call 'em.
You're gonna be really.
Call them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I won't finish my
No,
sentence.
no.
No. Never mind. Anyways, we were.
That
It
wa- I
was
was
funny.
trying to-
It was funny. Anyways.
That was just a joke. I was just,
Anyways. We were like, this is embarrassing because this is a real ID. Obviously, she's 28 years old. So we were like yelling at the secure. Everyone was like riled up because she hadn't met anybody before. And this is her first time coming out with everybody. And now she's getting her ID taken away out of state. She's 28 years old. She's not like, it's not like 20 years old and you have like a fake 22-year-old. Like if you're 20 years old or whatever, 19, whatever, you're not using a 28-year-old ID.
Yeah, no.
Like that would be insane.
Yeah.
So we're like, she's 28 years old. This guy is being relentless and he's really being a dick about it. And then so we were all dicks about it, back and forth. Eventually he did give the ID back. But we were told we were no longer welcome there. And I felt perfectly okay with that.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I feel proud of what we have accomplished here as a group. We made it known to her that we were ride or die for her.
Yep.
And nobody's gonna mess around with her because
No.
she is a real 28-year-old. And you're not just gonna. You can't. First of all, no
If these
scanner. We
bar-
were like,
right, like,
get
if
a
these-
scanner.
If these bars are going to be so aggressive and like feel like they can just take somebody's ID and withhold it, and they don't actually have a way to confirm if it's real or fake, I don't really like what gives them the right. Like they're like this guy, he's like a judgment call. He's
like,
I don't know, I just don't like the look of it. It's like, no, well, if you get something that can check it then,
Yeah.
if you're going to be a hard ass.
Right. And like, so you're just basically saying you've never seen this state's ID before, so you're just claiming it's fake. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people are allowed to be from other states, right? Like, this isn't a college town.
No, and I'm sure like in the summers when everybody's home from school, these guys, especially in the Hoboken area, are seeing like 20-year-olds trying to with their random fake IDs
Right.
from random states. But it's like you said, it's, you know, it's 28. You just you have to know the ID better / have a way to check
And
it.
when you check everybody else's and we're all around the same age, it's like,
Right.
It was wild. We were really riled up and he was not giving in. And then we were like, okay, trying to find any cop around. Usually there's cops around. There was no cops around. I'm like, we will find anybody. Hey, find somebody with a scanner. Like, we'll do anything. And no, so I don't think I'll be going back to that place. But it's okay because I really only went there one time.
I was gonna say their loss.
Yeah, they're missing out.
Their loss.
But it also was exciting because it was like more towards the end of the night. So it was like, oh wow, like we all just
A little fire before everybody goes home.
right. Like, oh, we just got into a little tiff with the security. So that was fun. But it was a great night overall. And then Saturday, I had a family event on Saturday, so I went to Long Island, and that was really it. Also a great weekend overall.
Yeah.
Lots of fun. Stayed out way too late Friday night knowing that I had to go to Long Island on Saturday, which is like you always are like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And then you get home at 4 o'clock in the morning and you have to be on the road early and you're like, why did we do that? But then you're like all giddy. Actually, me and Marty got home really late Friday night, and we were like, obviously, you know, tipsy, drunk. We were like looking at all the gifts under the tree, and we were like, let's just open one right now. Like, why not right now? So I gave him one that like was not like, it was like a, you know.
Yeah. There's like a not a big one.
Not a big one, but like
yeah.
something he was excited about. It was a Duke, vintage Duke jacket, and we're going to the Duke game on Wednesday. So I was like, let me just give this to him before. Like, maybe he'll want to wear it. And for like a half an hour, he's looking at himself in the mirror. He's like, oh my God. He's like, this just looks so good. And like, it was so cute because he like is never saying that about himself. But for like 30 minutes, like, he's like, come look at me. I'm like, all right. You look great. It looks so good. That's why I got it.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, we got to go to bed. Like it was getting to the point where I was like, all right, you want to sleep in the jacket? Like, let's go to bed. Like, you can sleep in the jacket. But that was fun. And it was fun just to have, because I've never, like, I feel like everyone's always like, oh, it's nice to have the gifts wrapped under the tree, like, prior to Christmas. But I feel like that's never really been the case for me. Like, even with my family growing up, like, we never had our gifts wrapped under the tree. My mom and dad stayed up all night the night before wrapping them. So I was like, oh my God, like, they're all just sitting here. Like, this is crazy.
My parents were the same.
So it was really tempting.
Like dogs.
Right,
you
yeah.
know? So it's like, you didn't want to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows what the dog would do.
Yeah. So that was funny and fun. So it was a great weekend.
Amazing. This is our last week.
Yeah.
And we're ready to retire this year.
Yeah, I'm ready to end this year. I don't know if anybody can tell. I'm like extremely tired. I hate like coming in on a Monday and being like, I'm so tired, because everybody's tired on Monday and nobody wants to listen to other people. Like, when you're looking for entertainment, like, oh, I'm so tired. But seriously, my eyes this morning, like,
I got you I hope it comes, because remember you were like, I got you like a little Christmas thing.
Yes.
And it's like not a big thing, like not expensive, like a little like more like gag gift kind of thing. Yeah. So then I was on the lookout for something, and the TikTok shop just like gave me exactly what I was looking for. And boy, I just hope it comes. I've been tracking it, but it's it's somewhere.
So you want to give it to each other like on the podcast?
We could do it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Or end
when
of the
we
week.
record.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had yours. I just like came across it one day, and we never give each other Christmas gifts.
No.
But I was like, I'm just gonna buy this for her, and then I'm gonna tell her, because you can't just buy someone a gift and not let them know.
If you don't have the precedent already set that you give each other gifts.
Right, because then you would be like, why didn't you tell me? Like, that's rude.
Yep.
So
then I would have felt bad that I had nothing for you.
Yeah.
So you have to give a warning. And then therefore I knew, so I could also get something like in the same world. Because then what's also bad is when you tell somebody you're getting them a gift and you're like, no, I got you a little something like $20, like not a big thing, like whatever. And then they show up and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like
Right.
they get you like,
Yeah, they
you're like,
give you,
I
like,
know
legit-
how, like, I
Right.
know that this is like a nice, expensive gift.
Yeah, when I'm telling you this gift
Yeah, yeah.
is nothing.
No,
Like-
we're on the same page.
Okay, cool.
I ordered mine from the TikTok shop.
Okay,
like, I
cool.
got
Mine's from Amazon.
Targeted ads.
And I just was like,
I think I paid more in shipping for the gift than what the gift actually costs.
Yeah, same probably. Okay, cool. Because I was
Yes.
like, I told her like I don't want her to think like I don't want her to be let down. Like it reminded me of
it's
her,
just
so
a little
I just
thing,
wanted
just
to
a
get
little
it.
something.
I'm feeling like a little bit bad about the beginning of this episode because I feel like I'm
Feel
in
bad
like
for you hurt Sunday's feelings?
yeah, and I just feel like I'm like grumpy today and. you know what?
Maria, I don't
want to
think
get out
you
ahead.
have
No,
to
I want to get ahead of
backtrack.
something. I'm not
I would-
backtracking the Sunday
okay,
thing.
okay.
4 to 7 on Sundays. I
Okay,
don't like them.
okay.
Not backtracking
Okay.
that.
Okay, good.
What I am going to say though is because we record Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? Sometimes, like today, I'm feeling just a little bit grumpy. Like I'm groggy, I'm grumpy, and I'm tired. Okay,
You're the Grumpmeister.
I'm a little grumpy
The
today.
holiday Grumpmeister.
But sometimes I get afraid to be like I'm grumpy because then people automatically assume like, oh my god. Like I just feel like people will DM.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You seemed a little upset in today's podcast. Like, is everything okay? And it's like, yeah, like you're just hearing from
no,
us. Like,
believe me, I understand.
like, don't you feel like do you get that too? Where like,
Yeah. I mean, I also just depends on like the time of the month. Like there's days before I'm getting my period that I come in here and I am like, I am angry for no reason.
right, and
No reason.
yeah, and like,
But I know like I'm just like PMSing, but I'm just like, I could just sit here. Like,
yeah, and I got my period this weekend too, so like
Yeah,
that's
no,
on
I-
top of it.
yeah.
But like everything is dandy, but like my fear is that like I'm gonna get a DM like, hey girl, that's the word. Hey girlie, you seem upset on today's episode. Like, is everything all right? Like everything's fine. Like, am I just not allowed
Yeah.
to be a little bit grumpy today?
Yep.
You
No,
know?
you are.
Because you hear from us all the time.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out there. And that is why I think I over explain things sometimes.
Yeah.
Because people are like,
Yeah.
they get like,
But
oh my God.
You see, you take the feedback.
Yeah.
You know,
I listen to people in my DMs too much.
too much, too much.
I actually like, that's going to be my New Year's resolution
Yeah.
is I feel like I've gotten a little bit better with like not caring too much about what people say or
But like
think.
you have funny
but-
stories and then you share them and then you're like and you go back and
Right,
forth.
I know.
Because I can see it in your mind. You're like afraid of the one DM that's gonna be like,
I know.
I don't think that was a nice story.
I know, it's so bad. I've been having a problem with my DMs lately. Like we've talked about
Yes.
this. I get like, cause I love responding to the lovely women in our
Yep.
DMs that I just like talking to sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
oh, where'd you get this? Oh, like here's my opinion on this, and then we go back and forth, and and I have a good time. And then there's like some people that slip in there that fucking rile me up, and like sometimes it's funny. Like sometimes I will send and I'll be like, this is a hilarious thing to be upset about.
Yeah.
And other times I'm just like, why? I seriously like, this is an example from Saturday, right? I get this DM. And no, this is literally nothing. And Marty was like, why are you responding to this?
Yeah.
This woman DMs me a Spotify playlist, okay? I didn't see it. I didn't see that. Also, by the way, I don't see every DM. So I don't want people, oh, she ignored me. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. Whatever. I'm exhausted right now. Anyways.
You're now over explaining
I
that
know,
sometimes you
I
don't
know.
that you don't see everybody's
I know.
DMs.
I know. I just need to
You
shut
need a
up.
break.
No, we talk too much.
I know,
That's also part of the problem.
yeah,
is that we are
we're-
nonstop talking.
No, we've hit-
and then when you
we've
talk
hit- yeah.
so much, you then have to replay everything
Yeah.
that back in your head.
Yeah,
and it's a little tiring sometimes. Okay, so let me get this story out.
Yeah.
So this woman, I get the DM and she's like, "Hey Maria, thanks for like joining my class today." I'll just read it. She's like, "Hey Maria, so good having you in class today. I sent the playlist link earlier, but it looks like you need to accept my request to be able to see it. Hopefully this one goes through to you okay and you can click it. Let me know if you can see this message. Once again, so good having you in class today." I see the thing that she sent before is like a playlist to like some like meditation thing.
Yeah.
And I'm
Did
like,
you go to a workout class?
No.
Oh.
This was on Saturday and I didn't go to a class. So I was like, I didn't go to a class today. And I'm like getting like, where? And Marty's like, Rhea, it doesn't matter. You didn't go to class. You don't have to tell this woman that you didn't go to the class. And I'm like, but is someone pretending to be me in a class? So I respond and I'm like sweating around. I respond and I'm like, hey, like, I think you have the wrong Maria. Like, I was not in your class today. And then she read it and just didn't answer me. So now I'm left with the unknown of like, why did this woman think I was in her class? Did somebody pretend to be me? Like, what was that? What was that? And Marty was just like, if you just saw that and never responded and like went about your day, you wouldn't be thinking about who this woman is, why she thinks you were in her class. Like, you didn't. Now we need to know. Like now we're in the stage where it's like, what happened? I've now entered. I need more information. But if I just never answered, I wouldn't need any of this information.
You would have just been like, that was a weird DM.
Weird DM. Move on. But she called me at a time where I was like, what class? Like, I thought I had an imposter.
Oh man, there's just another Maria Chiffa running around signing up for meditation classes in Hoboken, New Jersey City.
A breathwork class. Like, it wasn't. She's not even from Jersey. That was the other thing where I was like, she's not even from here. Where was this? Who's pretending to be me?
Yeah.
In a breathwork meditation class, I don't know, but clearly she enjoyed the class and she told the teacher, I want the link. Send me the link. Now she doesn't have the link. I do.
Yep.
Whoever my imposter is out there, whatever, this is, you're right. Like, we just talk too much. I love it, but yes, we need a break. Sometimes it's just like, I just need to not hear myself speak, and yet I can't shut the fuck up. So that's my issue. All right. I'm really good. This is like a therapy session right now. Like, I have been all over the place. Oh man. All right, anyways, so everybody's gonna think I'm nuts. Let's get into
I can't wait for you to text. We're recording on Monday, so you don't have enough time to really sit with it because the team turns this episode around like really fast. But if this was like if this was a Tuesday recording for a Wednesday, Noah would be getting the 5 p.m. text of I need you to take out everything I said.
Oh, I mean, I wish I can cut this entire thing. And you know what? I know what I'm going to get. I know what I'm going to get. Oh, have you ever gotten a test for ADHD? Yes, I have. Okay. This is just my personality. I've been tested. They said I don't have it.
I got the test.
I've been tested before. Is it okay that this is just my personality? Can you just accept me for me?
Yeah. Accepted. Accepted.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
All right. We're doing some topics.
We are doing topics. And you're right. Not enough time to cut any of this out. So I hope everyone still loves me at the end of this.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into the topics. Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny, Dunzo. They have split up, less than a year of dating. I feel like we all could have assumed that was coming.
Yeah.
I don't think that we were like, these two are it. Demi Lovato is engaged. Congratulations to Demi Lovato.
Love it.
Kim Zolciak is selling her and Kroy Biermann's clothes and other items
accessories
on Instagram.
That's where we're at.
Right, to fund her gambling addiction. We also have Weekly Watch Report, and we have a great interview with the Neds Declassified podcast, Lindsey Shaw, Devon Werkheiser, Daniel Curtis Lee. They are so much fun. Great interview. And then we have a little fun segment we're going to get into where we talk about the chillest moments in Bravo this past year.
Yeah.
Just a nice,
from our own memory.
And a nice little recap because we're going to do a bigger one on Wednesday with full pop culture moments. So this is going to be just Bravo.
A little taste.
A little sip. All right, so let's get into it. Starting off with the topics.
The holidays are full of get-togethers and celebrations, but in between all the excitement, it's important to pause and make time for the little moments too. Like when the party's thinned out and you get to crack open a nice cold beer with a few good friends. Those are the moments that are made to chill. So take a second or two to chill this holiday season with Coors Light, the beer that's made to chill. I got a nice ice cold Coors Light in my hand. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. This bad boy was sitting in this nice ice bucket. It is cold. It is the perfect temperature. You need an ice cold beer. So when you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. Like I said, holiday season. We're almost at the end here, folks. You're probably gearing up for your family events that you have to be at. Make sure you have your Coors Light ready to go. I'm going to be traveling, and I know that I'm going to have a nice pack of cold Coors Light ready to go in the fridge. So make time to chill this holiday season and reach for the beer that's made to chill. When the mountains turn blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny, they broke up. I think there were, rumors about this for a little bit. Oh, are they still together?
Yeah.
Are they not? It seems like they are no longer together. This, to me, seems like a nice little fling. Like Kendall's like, you know what? I'm glad I did that. Got my time with Bad Bunny, but no longer.
I don't know. I will say that I do.
I was going to make a joke.
What is it?
I was going to say the sun's not that hot in Puerto Rico this time of year. Because remember the comment or
Right.
in a song.
The lyric, yeah. You nailed that one.
Yep.
You know what I actually was doing? I was looking up Bad Bunny song titles in English to try to make a pun.
ROTFL.
What's that?
Rolling on the floor laughing from your joke. So funny.
I thought you were saying that was like one of his songs.
Nope.
No. Oh, you were really digging deep there.
I was trying to find a good pun to make, but I'm like, this is too much work.
Yeah.
I will say though that
Bad
I did
punny.
feel like
Come on, that was
no, that one was good.
Pretty good.
No, that was good. I wish I thought of that one. They did seem serious though. For like Kendall was doing more stuff with him than she has past boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Activities out in public. I mean, they did that whole Gucci
Yeah.
campaign.
Gucci period. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And that was like a big deal. She hadn't done that with anybody else. But yeah, I must have just fizzled.
Yeah.
Like
just
Noah
visit-
said, winter time.
Yeah.
not as hot.
The temperature went down.
Phoenix is still hot this time of year here.
They were last spotted together at the Saturday Night Live after party in October, when he was the host and musical guest, and they haven't really been seen too much since. She's been seen out and about on her own a lot, and I think that's when fans started to speculate if something had happened. I think like online speculation started, and like People Mag started to do their due diligence. And I think they were the first ones to say they had a source say that they had that they were split, and there's literally no other details.
Yeah, that's, when you don't get any details, it's just like, all right, well, they broke up. And,
Right, amicable
right.
breakup feels like.
It feels like,
Something crazy happened, it would have come out.
Also, I just feel like any breakup with Bad Bunny would be amicable. I don't know why.
Just has that kind of vibe.
Yeah, like I just feel like he just has that vibe.
I see.
Yeah, well, yeah, it just
that
has
means
a,
so.
yeah,
It means
yeah,
okay. It means okay. Like how
No.
you doing? I see.
A CSE means so.
yeah,
That's
which
the
is
same
like
thing.
same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean okay, like
Oh,
okay.
No, it's like all right. It didn't work out.
Yeah. Like a CSE doesn't mean like got it. Like, a CSE is like
Oh, it's so.
yeah. It's like a describing of like a feeling.
Yeah,
How was
like a middle ground.
how was dating Kendall? I see.
Maybe they were just headed into this end of the year. He does seem like almost too chill.
A
Like,
CSE.
did anything really get him going?
Kendall did for a little bit.
No, that's true. But no, yeah, I mean, we're going into the holiday season. Maybe it's just like,
Right, like, are we really gonna give each other gifts?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like,
are we
let's
going to make the
just-
travel plans and like, do the whole
you come to my
thing?
family, we go
Yeah.
there. No, like let's just end it.
Yep.
Yeah. Demi Lovato's engaged.
I am very happy.
Congratulations,
about
Demi.
this. Demi, never forget the friggin', what was his name?
Freaking
Max?
weirdo. Yeah.
Oh
That
my-
guy?
That guy was
a
Oh,
weirdo.
God. But Demi has had nothing but extremely positive things to say about Jordan Lutz. I guess you would go Lutz if they call him Jutes, but Juts. Maybe they call him Juts. Lutz. Jutes is what he goes by. Yeah, it's what he goes by. He's a 32-year-old songwriter. They met in January of 2022. They co-wrote Substance. And he popped the question with a fat pear-shaped diamond, solitaire engagement ring. And she posted the pictures on Instagram. Looks stunning. After a personal and intimate proposal, they headed to Craig's, one of their favorite LA restaurants, to celebrate with their families.
Congratulations.
I'm very excited for them. I always, no matter what is going on with Demi, there's been questionable things. I have always rooted for her.
I'm always rooting for Demi. I remember her talking about him on Howard Stern, and she seemed to be really, really happy in this relationship, and she seemed to be like in a stable place.
Yeah, and I same with on Lady Gang. She was doing it as well. Yeah.
So I'm really happy for Demi.
Yeah, very exciting. Perfect little holiday engagement.
Yeah, holiday spirit.
Yep.
So congratulations, Demi.
Yep.
And well, we are flying through these. They're quick. They're quick topics. Kim Zolciak is selling her and Kroy Biermann's clothes, accessories, items on her Instagram. Now we know
she's got a lot of bills to pay.
She does, and we know that she has a gambling addiction, allegedly.
Alleged.
So,
well, the gambling addiction I think has led to the bills to pay, which
right.
now she needs to pay.
Right, and now is she paying the bills?
I mean, they both need to pay.
Is she paying the bills, or is she getting money to go to the casino?
I hope not. I hope not. But yeah, it's like, what's their relationship status right now?
I can't keep up with them.
Yeah.
I would assume not together, but maybe they are together. I don't know. I can't keep up with them.
That's
the last I saw was the cop showing up, and Brielle was outside, and she was telling them it was okay, and the cops were like, well, we need to go inside now because you called the cops. So I can't keep up with them. I'd imagine they can't keep up with themselves.
Right. I guess maybe, Kroy claimed that Kim was cheating on him?
With her
slots? Don't know. Yeah. Don't know. But now, I remember seeing this. She did put out like a statement that I think was like behind a paywall. You know, I get it. That's where we're at right now. But she spoke with Celeb Buzz, where she said the comments made in the body cam footage from Kroy, who was obviously enraged, are untrue. I vehemently deny any allegations that I have been unfaithful to Kroy at any point in our 12-year marriage. Any claim to the contrary is downright false, baseless, and slanderous. She accused Kroy of character assassination and suggested she might even take legal action. That appears to be like the statement of somebody that they're not in the midst of trying to make it work. Then TMZ wrote, now for the money part, she urged fans to go to her Insta bio to read her statement, and that page is filled with ads, which means money in their pockets. And of course, now she is selling items on Instagram as well. And then they wrote, the divorce appears to still be on, but who knows at this point?
That's how I feel. Who knows at this point?
Who knows at this point? But yeah, it's on there selling a set of Louis Vuitton men's luggage that looks quite nice. She said been used like one time. Kroy took it to a football game.
To use it for his football game.
But now she's selling it for a pretty penny. So you can look. She's got it's its own dedicated Instagram account for it.
Hey, anything to make a buck, she's got to do.
That is clearly where we're at.
Yeah, clearly. So best of luck to the Zolciak Biermann camp.
Yeah, tough.
With their new endeavor. All right, we're going to get into our Made to Chill segment presented by Coors Light. You know how much we love Coors Light.
Absolutely. And these made to chill moments are brought to you by the beer that is made to chill. Coors Light. You got to make time to chill this holiday season. There's a lot going on. Reach for the beer that's made to chill. You can get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. So we are doing a little pyramid here of specifically Bravo moments that stuck out to us where we had some made to chill moments.
Right, where they could have not been chill, but they were chill.
Or perhaps they were not chill in the past, but have gotten to the chill state now.
Right. And so we are going to rank these in pyramid form.
Yep.
So picture 3, 2, 1.
Yep. Picture
bottom,
Abby
middle,
Miller.
top. Picture Dance Moms. I am Abby.
Yep.
And you still have never seen Dance
On the
Moms.
bottom.
Which is really disappointing.
I only know it from the TikTok sound.
It's seriously every episode. The pyramid is just the best. Just oh my god, ugh, gosh, bring me back. All right, so we're gonna go through the Bravo moments from this year, from our memory.
Yes.
That recently we were like, you know what? They could have been not chill, but they were chill.
Chill.
So starting
They're
on
made
the
to
bottom right, we got Teresa and Melissa reunion. Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion. Things could have gone really bad. But what did they decide to do? Just not speak to each other going forward.
We're in the current state of, it's like what's currently decided, where even they're talking about filming a new season, not interacting.
Yeah.
Just choosing to live their life on their own.
Right. So they're just like, you know what?
Sans drama.
They could keep interacting and keep fighting.
Yeah.
But they're choosing not to interact.
Yep.
In the middle on the bottom, Captain Jason at BravoCon.
Yeah.
This man had
all the attention.
Every woman throwing themselves at him.
Everybody was looking for a little piece of Captain Jason.
Everybody wanted a little slice of CJ. And this man was like, yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
Whatever comes my way. I'm just having a good time.
Just a cool guy, that Captain Jason.
He is. Captain Jason just seems very chill
Yep.
at all hours.
Yep.
Even when he isn't put into a position that he could not be chill.
Yep.
He chooses to be chill. So Captain Jason at BravoCon, when he's having all the ladies thrown at him, chill. Still at the bottom, to the left, Erica Jane this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes, more of a current one, and really specifically these last couple episodes. Well, even like the whole season, Erica has taken a very cool approach to how she is dealing with everybody. There's been apologies, there's been listening, but there has not been any big reactions or blow ups. She is calm as a cucumber.
Mm-hmm.
Cool as a cucumber. Calm as a cucumber is not a phrase, is it?
No, cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
But cucumbers could be calming, so I don't blame you for that, right?
Yep.
Like when
Put
when
them
you
on
were
your eyes.
younger and you would see people getting like a spa thing and the
Yeah.
cucumbers would be on the eyes. I've never seen that in real life, but I only saw it on TVs and movies when I was a kid.
Yep.
Calm as a cucumber or
Yep.
cool as a cucumber.
Yep. Cool
She
and
has
calm.
been very chill this season of Real
She
Housewives
has.
of Beverly Hills in moments that she could not be. So we're going to give that one to Erica Jane because she has been keeping her cool and I love to see it. And I did not know I was going to be a fan of Erica Jane this season, but so far I am a fan of Erica Jane this season. Moving up to the middle row to the right, we have Lindsey Hubbard.
Yeah.
Still going on her bachelorette party,
Yep.
even after her engagement was ended.
Yep.
She could have blown that thing up. No, I'm not going. I'm not going to go on my bachelorette. And what'd she do? She went on her bachelorette.
She did, and it was the right thing to do, and I'm sure she got to have a great time, hang, chill with friends, and heal. Like have it help you move on and like close that chapter, but also like still pick the fun thing to do.
Right. Like a single girls party instead of a I'm getting married party is what she chose to have.
Exactly.
To the left of that, and one more before we reach the top, is Ariana Madix at BravoCon. Feel like there were things thrown her way that she could have acted up about,
Yep.
but she was pretty calm, cool, collected.
Absolutely. I think just really what we've seen from her too in life post Scandival, and obviously we haven't seen the new season and I'm sure there are moments and we'll see it all play. But I'm saying how we've seen her in real time in the last, 3 months or so. Nothing but cool. Dance with the Stars, she's amazing. Her cocktail book, she's just crushing life. And is really just nailing it. And like you said, BravoCon, she could have been moments really agitated. I'm sure being around Tom irritates her, but super chill.
Yep. And number 1,
who may be the chillest of them all.
Jenna Lyons, Real Housewives of New York.
Yep.
Wore jeans to the reunion.
This new reboot of Real Housewives of New York, I thoroughly enjoyed. And they were able to get Jenna Lyons, and she's just like one of the coolest people out there, I feel like. And you could tell the other ladies felt that way about her too. Almost felt like everybody wanted to impress her a little bit.
I think they were a little bit jealous about how chill she is.
And clearly she didn't even want to like get into the drama that much. She was in the mix with stuff because people were saying stuff about her, but rarely was she saying anything about other people, living her life, sharing her life, being open, and then just topped it off with showing up to a Housewives reunion where people wear ball gowns, like insane outfits,
prom dresses,
and she rolled in a pair of jeans because that's who she is.
She is quite literally made to chill, Jenna Lyons, and I think people aspire to have that level that she has.
Chill, yeah.
And we all can't, but she does, and I think those are the moments from Bravo of this recently that we have seen that people are made to chill.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into the weekly watch report where we talk about the things we watched this week. Weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday, weekly watch report on Monday. I unfortunately missed Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for the first time in weeks. For the first time this season.
I was going to say, you've been locked in live.
I've been locked in live, and I didn't watch it Wednesday night because Surviving Barstool finale was on.
Yeah.
Congrats to Will Compton, Bussin' with the Boys fame.
That guy. Collapse coming. Everybody look out.
Yeah. And so I missed it live, and then we had our holiday party Thursday, and then I totally forgot all weekend. So I'll be watching that tonight. Unfortunately, did not watch it. I rewatched because I haven't watched it since I was younger, but I used to love it. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Gene Wilder, not Johnny Depp, which we love to make very clear. What a solid film.
Now, that one is called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, and the other one's
the Johnny
called
Depp
Charlie.
one is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Got it.
This is Willy Wonka, and it's just a solid movie.
It's a great movie.
Gene Wilder's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get the creeps a little bit, but you also love it. It's a great movie.
You know the one part that always scared the shit out of me is when they were on the boat.
Yes,
on the screen,
and he's like, losing his mind a little bit.
And it was like they putting weird things in. I always close my eyes during that part.
Marty was like, this movie kind of scared me as a kid, but I can't remember why. And then when it got to that part, I was like, this was why,
this
right?
Is why.
This
is why. I can tell you right now.
That's why. So that's an A. That's an A for me. I love Willy Wonka. It's just so funny though, like watching it back when you're a little older and you're like, man, Grandpa Joe was like seriously a money hungry clout chaser.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't walk. All of a sudden he gets the golden ticket and you jump out of bed. You fraud.
Lazy.
Yeah. Right. Like, and also them being Grandpa Joe, Grandma Josephine, Grandpa George, and Grandma Georgina, like, is just so fucking funny. Like, it's just a great movie. I watched The Family Stone for the first time.
Oh.
I didn't like it.
I don't love The Family Stone.
I didn't like it.
I don't. I think it's
they were all miserable. It wasn't a holiday cheer.
No, and actually my friends and I were all just talking about this movie too, and everyone's like, they're all Ms. Like all the there's not like a character that you like love. Like they're just
you're not rooting for any character in that movie.
Yeah, no. I don't. That's not one I go back and watch often.
And I don't think it spreads holiday cheer.
No,
I think it spreads holiday misery.
Yeah.
So Family Stone gets a C- for me.
Fair. So fair.
I see so many people love it.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my mom this weekend and she was like, I'm going to watch all my favorite Christmas movies tonight. And she was like, I'm going to watch Family Stone. And I was like, that's weird. I've never seen that one. And I watched it and I was like, Mom, why do you like this one so much? Like, I'm so confused. And Sarah Jessica Parker is like, she's like acting like Carrie with Big in this movie.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And maybe that's just on me for not being able to differentiate the two.
Right.
But I don't know. And not Rachel McAdams' best role. Just
No.
Not my fave.
Nope.
And what else did I watch? That was for movies. That was it for movies.
Did you finish Walter Boys?
No, I didn't. Because I didn't Friday and Saturday I didn't watch any TV. Cuz I didn't
Yeah,
really,
you were busy.
Yeah, and then Thursday not really cuz we were here
that 4 to 7.
No, the 4 to 7 period on Sunday. I didn't watch anything. Maybe that was also my problem. I was just like scrolling on TikTok. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm trying to think. Just at night, just rewatching. Just throw on episodes of things to rewatch. But no, nothing crazy this week for me.
Yeah. Okay, what did I watch? Well, I watched all, and I spoke about it, but I watched all of the Walter Boys, and I will give that a very loving C+. Like, it's not groundbreaking, but I did enjoy it. Like, and I did watch it, and I have enjoyed talking about it. So some of my other friends have watched it, and we've been discussing. But it's they're going to do another season. They have to, I would imagine. And I think it was popular enough for them to do it. If not, that would be disappointing because, boy, they leave off on quite the cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
So I would hope that they do that. I did watch the episode of Beverly Hills.
Shit, don't spoil it for me. I'm gonna watch
I won't. I'm gonna give it a B. Just more insight into like what's going on with Kyle. Knows this is stuff she's talked about, but I don't think I really realized the connection she had with her friend that had passed. I remember seeing like, oh, she lost a really close friend to suicide. It was awful, and that it was really, really hard for her. But hearing her speak about it is entirely different. She was talking with her life coach, and it was like her best friend from when she was like 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, that'll flip your whole life upside down.
For sure.
So definitely like a more serious episode than past episodes we've gotten. I also watched a bunch of Christmas movies. So I did The Holiday, which is an A+ every year. That's a must watch for me and Joe. One of my truly proudest moments is that like it's a movie that he had not seen before we were together, and we know, I say it a million times, he loves Jack Black. I was like, Joe, you love Jack Black, you've never seen The Holiday? Very early on in our relationship, we watched it, and we watch it like every Christmas season, and we were like halfway through the movie, and unprovoked, he was like, this is maybe like my favorite movie ever.
Like just best movie
just
ever.
like ever, just like and I was like, yes,
that's the best feeling.
Fantastic movie. It's just like the perfect film in my mind, truly. And then I watched The Grinch, Jim Carrey, and that one's also fantastic. That's an
I love
A.
The Grinch.
That's a great like he's so good. And I maybe had a couple drinks at this point, but Claire and I were watching this together, and we were like, I know he's up in his cave and he's all by himself, but he's just like naked,
I've been seeing people talk about that a lot. Like,
Because like when they show younger Grinch and like teen Grinch, like he's in clothes.
yeah,
Because everybody else is in clothes.
right. No, he's free.
But when he's up in that cave, he's in the nude.
Yeah, crack out.
His green self is just out there. And you know, there's moments in the movie where when he has to get dressed for like the Christmas Jubilee. It's like he's trying on outfits, but you know, he is just naked most of the movie.
Yeah, he's a free spirit.
Yep. Fantastic movie though. That I love that movie. And the Santa Claus I enjoy, but it's not a favorite. I'll give it like a B-.
I'm with you on that.
You know,
one.
it's fine. Just not one of my favorites. And I get it. And I watch it all the time. Like Christmas time, I do watch it
Santa
often.
Claus.
Yeah, like Tim Allen becomes Santa Claus. Like, what's to complain about it? Really, it's you know, it's harmless.
Right. It's not hurting anybody.
Exactly. It's really not. And you know, I kind of think that's it. I've been saving the new part 1 and part 2 of the last season of The Crown. Part 2 just came out, but they separated part 1 and part 2. And when part 1 came out and I realized that they were saving part 2, I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait for all of it. So that's on my vacation to-do list.
Yeah, so I'm thinking about watching that because I think I will be interested in like now, like they like talk about more
love The Crown.
Like,
oh well,
recent.
watch like I would say watch like the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
Like this new one and the one prior.
right.
Because I think you would be most intrigued by the Princess Diana stuff.
Right, exactly.
So, and Princess Diana has been in the last 3 seasons. 2 prior, this one. So like definitely more, but yeah. I mean, this one also like, you know, we're into like Will and Kate territory and all that.
That's why
kinda.
I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
I might be interested in this.
Yeah. And this is it. This is the last season because, you know, now they're pushing the timeline here. We're really close. So that's definitely on my watch list. I'm very excited for that. And honestly, that's it. I've been busy browsing. A lot of like watching random shit on cable too, like Christmas movies and flipping back and forth and rewatching stuff. So that is everything I watched this week.
All right. I watched the whole season of this show called Culprits on Hulu. I'm not sure if I'm kind of confused about when it came out or if it just was added to Hulu, but it's a very entertaining show. It's basically the premise is this guy, he used to be like an assassin, but then now he settled down. He has a husband and a kid, and like he wants to live a normal life, but he gets pulled back into.
Was this a movie?
No, it's a season. A show.
Who is it?
There's no one that I knew in it. No one recognizable, but it's very action packed and solid.
Wait, did they just like is there also like a new movie or something that has a similar plot? I remember seeing something of like, the mom being like, you did what? And like he's got kids and
There's no mom.
So what am I thinking of? I don't know, something else.
I'll give that a B-. So definitely, it's like an easy watch, entertaining.
Got it.
I would recommend it. I watched the newest episode of A Murder at the End of the World. I don't know if anyone else is watching that or keeping up, but
is there like a new Mark Wahlberg movie out?
there is, but yeah.
That might be it.
Yeah, I think that he is like an agent or something.
Yeah.
Like that. The Murder at the End of the World, too many flashbacks. I mean, you guys aren't watching, but like when a show does too many, or like a movie, like I'm just like,
you
get
lose
with
me on
it.
that too.
Like,
Yeah.
Like I don't care about this.
You're
I don't
like,
need
why
all
not
this
just
setup.
stick to the plot?
Yeah,
like why?
I was so into it. I'm like, this show's getting good, and then they like a whole. That's what I hate when you're watching a season of a show, and then they dedicate like one full episode to like this origin story or something that happened. I'm like, I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
But still a good show, and I still am like excited to see where it goes. But
Mark
C+.
Wahlberg, The Family Plan.
Yeah, I saw that. He puts out
thinking of.
so many bad movies now. Like just consistent.
This point in his life, he's like,
just
whatever.
cashing checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a new movie that came out this year called Dreamin' Wild. Casey Affleck's in it. It's a true story about these two like 17, 18-year-olds who made an album when they were 17 and 18, and then nothing happened from it. Like, no one cared about it, and then like they're in their 40s now, and randomly a record producer found this album somewhere at like a store, and then they like push it out, and it's the story of like becoming successful in your 40s after. And honestly, very good movie. It's like right on my alley just because of the music and everything. Yeah. And also I like listened to the actual album, which they play throughout the movie, and it's shockingly good that they were like 17 and made this in like the 70s. But yeah, we'll give it an A-. Solid movie.
It's a good score.
I watched the movie called The One I Love. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this.
Romantic.
Not really. It's with what's his name, Mark Duplass. Is that how you say it? And basically, I don't know. It's a weird movie.
What was that? What's that on?
The One I Love is that's Hulu as well.
Okay.
Hulu as well. Yeah, that's a weird. I guess the premise is basically like this couple goes on a vacation. They stay at this house. Whenever one of them isn't in the house, it's like so hard to even explain. Let's say that like you two are married.
Okay.
And you're like Airbnb.
All right.
And if Rhea walks out, then Fran, there's another version of Rhea now in the house. Like if you left the house now.
So like if I was sitting in this seat right here and I walked out of the room,
another Rhea would walk in from like another door, and it's you. Like everything about you is you, but it's kind of just like a better version of you, like funnier, nicer.
That would be great today if there was another better version of me sitting in this seat.
And then if Fran left, then
same thing, but same actors.
Yes, and so like they're playing. So there's like two of each.
Feels hard to follow.
It is.
Like how do you know which one is which version?
You can tell
this
because
kind of reminds me of The Prestige.
Does it?
Like a little, like not really, but kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like a mind fuck type thing, but it was interesting. I didn't it got like a pretty good review, but I didn't love it. I'll give it a C.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one of those that like you get confused watching. What?
I'm not gonna now, but I was gonna get up and walk back in
and just be like, "Hey guys,"
and just be like, "Oh my god, I'm."
You guys have a great Sunday.
I
sure
love
did.
Sundays.
And yeah, basically like, yeah, no spoilers, but like, I mean, you can see where it goes. It's like you might start to like the fake version more because they're like perfect.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then the last movie, I would say I watched this movie. I watched most of it. I skimmed some parts because it was like late at night and I was on TikTok and one of these like clips came up and I'm like, oh, like that looks
why not?
Weird, and I'll watch it. And I watched it and skimmed through it. It's called Books of Blood, and I would definitely not recommend it.
I don't like the sound.
Definitely
of that.
not for you guys, but basically. It's Britt Robertson is the main star in it.
Okay.
But basically this older couple, will get strangers, cut their eyes and ears off, and then put them in like the walls and the ground of their house. So there's like all these living people in their house, in the walls, in the floorboards, with no eyes, no ears.
Oh,
and
no.
And
nope.
And she like medicates them, and because she's like, this is better. Like
Ew.
It's
what?
very
How
disturbing.
did you even leave it on?
Because I have to see how this pans out. I need to see like where this goes, and it's just really bad.
Yeah, that is disturbing.
I'll give it a D-. Like it was just disturbing for no reason.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of that at all.
Yeah, I was getting clips of a teacher on my
I still get clips of my teacher.
I'm like, man, like they're sucking me back in, but I know how bad this show is. Like honestly, I'm not going back to it. It's bad.
If I was your boyfriend. Still when that song started playing, I'm like, this is the craziest show I've ever seen.
Fair.
Oh man. All right, those are the things we watched this week.
This interview is brought to you by Coors Light. This is a great interview. Honestly, sit back and chill for this one, guys, because they are so funny. I could listen to them talk all day. That's why they have their own podcast. They're that great. And it's going to take you down memory lane, but also make you really laugh. They are so funny. Make sure you're taking time to chill this holiday season. Reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. And always celebrate responsibly from Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with 3 very special guests. We are joined by Lindsey Shaw, Devon Werkheiser, and Daniel Curtis Lee from Neds Declassified School Survival Guide podcast. It's a tongue twister. We are so happy that you guys are joining us today. We have much to discuss, so thank you so much for joining us.
Yay! So happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to be here, guys. Thanks for connecting with us.
Love your energy, love your hot takes, love all of it.
All of it.
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
your blowjob stories.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You're growing up with Devon. All right.
Third favorite. He's got it.
He pays us to say it.
I do.
So you guys are a little wild, which we love, and that's why we wanted you guys to come on.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Listen, we'll dive into it, but we're seeing all these great podcasts come to be of growing up on TV, and we've had the Wizards guys on. We had Chrissy.
I mean, Chrissy was the one who was like, you guys, you have to have them on.
Right. And it's so much fun because we grew up with you guys, watching you on TV, and you always wonder what's going on behind the scenes. You're like, oh, I wish I could be a part of that. And then you come to find yourself on TikTok and come across your guys' clips and learn exactly what has been happening or was happening behind the scenes when you guys are younger. So I have to say, I really appreciate your guys' honesty, full honesty.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Here's the deal. I feel like there has to be some kind of statute of limitations on you know what I mean? Like teenage behavior, right?
Yeah.
So at a certain point, we take the shock factor down a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after 10 years, it comes down a little bit. So to me, those stories are things that I just wanted to talk to Devon about, because obviously who gets the opportunity to talk about the stuff that they did right after, right?
Yeah.
That's a breakup. Nobody's going back to take sex notes, right? But I got the opportunity to 15 years later. Okay. And it was invaluable. I wouldn't have stopped it. Look, my mom said, Lens. She called me, she goes, Lens, this isn't going to be a pleasant conversation. And I thought, oh, Mom, why? Why do we have to start everything like this? She goes, you can't talk about BJ's and your sweaty vag online. Be a little classy. You're my girl. And I thought, she's correct. She's correct. I let my personal desires get the better of me during that conversation.
But the thing is, when we're in studio, hanging out, it's just the 3 of us talking, and we can't help but be honest with each other. And it's kind of fun. We kind of push each other, egg each other on to I don't know, cross boundaries and say tell me something, you know?
Yeah.
And when it's the 3 of us in studio, that's just us talking. That's Lindsey wanting to know shit. That's me and Daniel having fun telling her stories about our life. And then sometimes I'm when we leave the studio, I'm all of that is about to go online to everybody.
Yeah, it's a long drive home after we leave the studio.
After that one came out and there was such a strong reaction online, we'd been seeing you guys do the podcast for a while before that. There were always interesting tidbits that people were learning. Of course, that one, sex sells, so people were like, all right, what was happening here? Now, are you cautious about what you say? Because I don't want you guys to stop being yourselves. I know you guys commented on the clip that we posted where I was like, don't stop. Keep going. Keep telling us about yourselves.
I love it. I absolutely, I love that you covered that segment, because I do think that, like I said, sex sells, but this is indeed 17-year-old sex tea. Right. So sex does sell. But at the same time, I just feel I can't take any of these reactions that seriously, because it's not harmful in any way. It's totally my experience, and like, you know, whatever people are going to project onto that from their own whatever, that's on them. But I'm not taking much of that feedback to heart, because that is a conversation I loved having with you.
For real.
And like, I love you. And I really don't think it did anything to harm or hurt or whatever.
No, absolutely not. It's just like something too where there's so many people are on podcasts talking about their high school drama,
all the
or
time.
I hooked up with this friend, or I did this, or whatever. It's just our that time period, and that time period for you guys were all on TV.
Right.
So it's always,
Exactly.
it's funnier because it's just always more interesting. And the audience, you also just kind of confirmed a lot of what I think everybody our age always thought. It's like, oh, come on, you know, they had to have been like horny teenagers filming these shows, and nobody will just admit it. And then we're like, at least they're admitting it.
Yeah. And yeah, like Fran said, like, it's like on our show where we'll tell a story about something we did in high school, but nobody knows who the other person's about. And it's probably something embarrassing. And people are like, oh, that's relatable because I also went through the same thing. You guys are just public facing. Yeah.
That's been the fun part of this podcast was like Lindsey, Daniel, and I, you know, we spent Neds together, which is like a really special time in our lives and special time for the audience, right? Like that's kind of the difference is like the public holds this memories as well. But then Daniel, Lindsey, and I like kind of grew up, we were in contact, but we all had all these different experiences, and there was a lot of space in our relationships until this podcast. So we have like 12 years of post Neds growing up, becoming adults, experiences to catch up with each other on. And so we find ourselves not just asking each other about our Neds time and Lindsey and I being together, but like, how did you grow up? How did we get here? And we all took different paths. And that's kind of where our honesty and the podcast comes from. It's just like, some people are like, talk more about the show. And it's like, the show is just a part of the podcast.
Right.
A lot of it is us catching up on our fucking experiences and finding out like how each of us got to be who we are.
Yeah. Explore the connection between us, not so much the characters, which I feel like that was the jumping off point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming through our characters and into your hearts and groins via this podcast, but also just the permission to grow up and giving ourselves the permission to grow up, because so often you're infantilized. And while it is just the gift of a lifetime to have like caught people in that early time in their life and like to have made, you know, that impression on that young, it does trap you in this sort of infantilized state forevermore.
Well, even on the blowjob clip, like a lot of people were like, a lot of the comments were like childhood ruined, and I'm like,
that was because of your dad.
I'm like,
if this ruined your childhood,
I'm just like, if your childhood isn't over already, then I don't know what to tell you. We're in our 30s, like, sorry, dude.
Like if we were still like, oh my God, that hallway scene.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like it's lovely and it's wonderful, but really what it ignites in me, rewatching this is like the spirit of us.
Exactly.
Right? That was always there and behind the scenes with everybody. And that's what I think people want to know. Like that's the spark of the magic. Yes, when you lay a script over it, that's lovely, but it's like,
and also turns out the internet is kind of perverted because horny. The internet's horny because we've been putting out clips. We've been putting out clips talking about all sorts of shit for a year.
Philosophical stuff,
shit, the lightest shit,
and the blowjob clip is what the internet said. Yes,
but you know what? If that brought you to the podcast, welcome, because we have something to offer you. Like we're not just offering you blowjobs. You know what I mean? That's one thing on the buffet.
The blowjob is one item.
It's the starter.
I mean, it is very funny because
Lindsey's like, I have learned more.
I mean, I think we have seen so many clips and you have been putting them out for a while. And I think you have all been so open about your lives. Like Lindsey, I think, you know, you've shared your journey. You've shared your like abuses. You've shared so much that you're like, this is
too much. Eh?
Yeah, right. You're like, it's probably like, damn, the friggin' blowjob is what's going to get people talking. Like I've shared some pretty, I share some pretty deep stuff.
Hell in back. And what Dat Mouth did at 17 is what you guys care about and are judging childhood over. Really, it wasn't my drug addiction. It wasn't my attempted suicide. It wasn't. Do you know what I mean? Like.
The internet is a wild place. But Lindsey, I do have to say that I did very much enjoy the other things that you have talked about on the podcast. And I think, the story that of course also got picked up a ton was you talking about your experience on Pretty Little Liars and what that was for you and leaving and being able to come back and, finding yourself through all of that. And then for you guys, Devon and Daniel, to learn about like what Devon you were saying about each other.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh shit, like, I didn't know that happened. And I'm curious, we're seeing, like I mentioned, all these podcasts come together. Who was the initial idea? Who brought it together? Was anybody a little,
Who
hesitant?
proposed the show first?
Yeah, and I want to know, did you
Dev has been taking the charge on this for the longest.
He's the captain of the reboot ship and kind of keeping the Neds.
I'm not taking no for an answer.
Look, man, I have been stuck with Ned. It's me. And so for a lot of my life, I was like trying to not throw away Neds, nothing but love and gratitude for it. But I was trying to transcend it, right? Mm-hmm. And when that wasn't happening in my 20s, and I got on TikTok and saw the love for Neds, I was like, all right, we got to do something with this. If I'm stuck with Ned forever, I better be making some money on it.
That part. This go around, we need the,
Hey,
and so for a couple years, I was trying to get an actual reboot made with the original creator and Paramount. And we worked and we put together a pitch, and our pitch was amazing for Ned's adulthood survival guide, like mid-20s, Ned, Mose, and Cookie out of college, trying to figure shit out, right? The studio ultimately passed on it for the moment, and kind of in that in-between of just like, well, I guess the reboot's not happening. I don't know what to do with this. It was me and it was Brendan Rooney who started Podco, who's Christy's husband. Mm-hmm. Who hit me up. We had been friends. We had met a few times, and he hit me up. He's like, what do you think about a rewatch pod for Neds? And do you think Daniel and Lindsey will be down? And I was like, oh yeah. It's perfect.
He had to turn us into believers a little bit. We're like, oh, damn, that's years ago, man. It's not going to happen. Just leave it. I promise you, it's going to work.
Was this the conversation y'all had?
I mean, he had to pull off the cobwebs.
Stop.
I can't put those glasses on again. Never.
No idea. I was literally like, da, 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 da.
She was ready.
Daniel,
it wasn't as hard as I'm making.
Yeah, but Daniel doesn't look how cool.
I had gone off to college, I'm like,
got the leather jacket on.
Go to college, man.
Daniel's actual accomplishments.
Give it up.
Outside of acting.
Yeah.
I know a little bit. But no, it was the perfect idea. And actually we wrote a script together for Dev and Dan go to college. That was even before the
reboot.
Yeah.
You're going to explain away Mose.
Just not most. It was Daniel and Dev. You were off doing drugs. We could explain that easily.
Oh my
God! Made a script about failed actors, right?
Oh my God!
Going to college.
You two wrote your stuff. Okay.
Yeah, it was Devin.
Yeah, Daniel and I had also kind of written a pilot and
we shot it. We shot it at my college, Cal State Long Beach, in the house. Turn up.
Yeah,
it's actually really cute.
And we pitched that we put some work in.
Yeah. So that's funny. That is funny. That is a great idea. It's like it wasn't you guys the characters, you guys the real people being like, how do I have to go to college and be normal?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The idea was we kind of characterize
entitled child
entitled child actors failing at the dream and needing to go back to college.
Yeah. Am I making this up, or was there a time when it was announced that Zoe 101 was getting a reboot and you guys were like, what about us?
Oh, definitely.
That happened, right?
Was viral hit. Yeah.
And I fully agreed, because actually somebody asked me recently to rank my favorite Nickelodeon shows growing up, and I put you guys at number 1. You guys were number 1 for me. Yeah, exactly.
That makes my heart happy.
We agree.
I was in full agreement. Where is their reboot? Yeah. I was kind of on the side of we don't need to bring Zoe 101 back.
We love all the cast.
We love the guys.
Like, we're we had like Chris on our show. Like we're friends with them, but
like frenemies.
Yeah, like frenemies in terms of like.
To be clear,
No, they're good.
like no shade on the cast and creators, but yeah, when we saw that, we just had to put something out. Like,
oh yeah,
just because we were jealous.
What like, exactly? Like, what the fuck? Where's our love?
Like it was straight jealousy.
Yeah,
it was jealousy. Yeah, fair enough.
And we're
On my
big,
part.
and we're big enough to admit it.
That's what I added to the creation.
And what else would the answer be? Like, well, we just really want it. Yeah, you're jealous that they're getting it and you're not because you really want it.
Yeah. That's what you're saying.
Also,
you chose one and it's not us.
Also, it's like I know from my personal life that there is a generation of an audience out there who would be down to see more Neds. It's just like, I know for a fact, I mean, our podcast is proof of it. Like there are people out there who would be down. So yeah, it was just a little like, huh. But I also trust the timing because they got screwed. Their movie came out and the strike was happening, so they couldn't talk about it.
Yeah, we had we couldn't even mention it.
on your face?
Is that happiness on your face?
Yeah, they couldn't.
They couldn't even talk about it.
That must have been
it plummeted.
Ruined.
Good Lord. No, but we love those guys. We definitely love those guys.
No, and it's funny because, and we talked to Jennifer and Daniel, David about this about as well with like a reboot has to be done in such a way where it feels genuine to like you're not making another kid show. Like the audience that you have they're older now. They want to take it up a notch because we said too like with like when Hilary Duff backed out of the Lizzie McGuire stuff, it was like I didn't feel like this was a true story to Lizzie in her 30s. Like it's just you can't make another kids show. Yeah. So hopefully that would get revisited and you guys have like you could make like an adult version of it. What is your ideal place for your characters to be at in an adult version of the show?
We have some good arcs. We
got some ideas and some arcs. I mean, we'll see if it ever happens, but that's the truth is like, it can't be PG. Like our audience is old. Like fans pitch me ideas all the time. Like Ned should be a counselor back in middle school. And it's like, no, this isn't a kid show. Like our audience is in their 20s and 30s. We need to make something real to that. And it sounds like that's why the Lizzie thing fell apart was they wanted to make something a little PG and like, that's not adulting.
And she wanted to be topless and get her Oscar now.
Yeah.
The cool thing about how things played out is like, I feel like our podcast is the true, reboot. Real, raw Ned's adulthood reboot because we're able to talk about every part of adult life so unfiltered and authentically. If we did do a show, it's just Ned, Mose, and Cookie out of college. Like Cookie, obviously being a genius in tech.
Fortune 500.
Yeah, but maybe not fulfilled at a startup. Ned just being in an existential mid-20s crisis of not knowing how to adult and struggling really hard. Mose having some things together, some anger issues, some other things not,
It was an anger management / rehab. We're kind of dusting that one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. If it ever happens, we got ideas.
Let you know.
Yeah. Yep. Were there times when you guys walked into an audition room after Ned's and they're like, "Oh, it's Ned," and then you're like, "Oh, I'm not getting this one."
Did you get that?
Listen,
did you?
I've gotten it a few times. Never got me a job though. But I actually wish it happened more. What I thought was going to happen after title character on my own show was I was going to walk into every audition like that. And they'd be like, "It's Ned, gotta have him." And instead they were like, Nickelodeon. That's cool. That's not real acting. Show us. And
show us dance.
And I haven't worked since. So. So I showed them.
Man.
I love your guys' sense of humor. I think it's great. I think it's really refreshing too. And I think that's why you guys are so successful and this podcast has been so successful. The holidays, we all know, are full of get-togethers and celebrations, but between all that excitement, you need a moment to sit back and chill. Make time for the little moments, the in-betweens, besides all the big celebrations. This year, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to sit back, relax, chill in the pool, grab my Coors Light, and make time for those little moments to sit back, relax with the beer that is made to chill. Take a break from the holiday hustle right after Christmas, head to Florida, chill until New Year's Eve with Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold, like this one I'm holding in my hand. It's nice and cold and refreshing, and you can tell because the mountains are blue, and that's why you know it's time to chill. When you need to hit reset, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Make time to chill this holiday and reach for the beer that's made to chill. When the mountain turns blue, it's as cold as the Rockies. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. I know I'm going to do that right when I get to Florida to relax. So celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Lindsey, you have, like you said, you've opened up about a ton from all walks of your life. Daniel and Devon, was there a period of time where you guys were talking about Lindsey, like, is she all right? Like, what should we do something about this? Side text, side text, like, you see what's going on.
People always ask about their friends. Like, so when Dev and I stayed in contact a little bit longer.
For sure.
And maybe you guys were hanging out too.
Yeah.
So Dev was kind of like that glue that kept us all kind of together, but before we just kind of separated fully. But, we would ask, oh, yo, how is Lindsey doing? But it's the same breath that I would ask, oh, how's Rob doing? How's Kyle doing?
Right.
Never really. You expressed a little concern.
Yeah, like
I didn't know her well enough.
Yeah, Daniel and Lindsey have really reconnected now as adults. Like they didn't kind of stay in each other's orbit. I did with both of them.
Right.
And it wasn't side text with Daniel. It was side text with me and the fucking universe being like, is Lindsey okay? Because I would check in with her every few years and you were not okay.
I would honestly call Dev. I don't even know what would prompt me to call you, but there would just be moments where I was like, yep, this is a Devon moment. And I would pull out my phone and call him. One time it was because I saw Carly at an audition, Missy Meany. One time, I don't know, I was trying to kick jugs with my spiritual advisor, and I just called him, and I was just crying. I had to go to work that day, whatever. I had to go to Pretty Little Liars that day. So I would just call him, and it would just be there wasn't even anything he could do. I would kind of just share my situation. I would cry, and then he'd be like, yeah.
Love you.
And it would probably be an 8 to 12 minute conversation. And that's what I needed, but it you always picked up and
Well, and I'd pop in and see you every couple years and just I don't know, Lindsey went on a path of addiction for a long time, and you don't know who's gonna make it through that truly. I knew I've talked about it on the pod, but I knew there's a chance that I get a call one day and Lindsey's not here, and that was always my fear. But I also knew I couldn't help you out of it other than just answering a call and showing up every now and then. And dude, 2 years sober now?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Lindsey's through 2 years sober and now getting to create together again. It's just magical. And now you guys are friends for the first time.
We are better friends than
we've ever been.
Yes. And I just cherish it. I cherish it so much. There was definitely a time, and I tell them this, so I had to go to Arizona for 2 years, and I would look at their stuff on Instagram. I got totally off Instagram. I was sleeping on my uncle's guest room, in my uncle's guest room, just totally broken, working at a yoga studio. And I would scroll through all of their social medias. And I was there will never be another time that I'm looking at them and feel good about myself and be able to you know what I mean? And then this happened, and slowly these two, I am learning more about myself, knowing them again and just feeling safe to unpack all these little pockets of grief and joy in that they just activate just by being with me, and all this innocence that's activated. I just never just never thought I'd feel this innocent and lucky and happy again. And so, you know what? It's worth all the dark stuff. And I can share it now because I'm like, yo, when you actually put even half a freaking toe in the other side, like it's worth it, and you can share it. And so that's why I share it, because I'm like, it's valuable to me now because the joy that I have on the other side of just like rock bottom. Nothing.
And talking about like learning things about each other because we all overshare. Listen, Lindsey's always just been a raw, open nerve.
Oh yeah.
The fun part is this guy.
You get a couple of secrets every now and again.
Is Daniel?
Daniel, I do feel like
Daniel just feels so.
That's what I was gonna
keep it all
ask.
tucked in.
I feel like you're a little bit more reserved.
I'm more reserved until it just happens.
But then Lindsey's like talking about her 5150s, and Daniel chimes in.
Well, you know,
I also have that.
I spent a little time in the. It's great. She brings so much out of us that I feel like we otherwise wouldn't share because we're like, no, public decorum. No way I'm going to reveal this about myself.
They also just have like pride in themselves as human beings, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not exactly like bloody bandages like this, but I do like ripping off a little bit of the whatever, because they are such deep, beautiful gentlemen, and like they do have these depth of feeling stories. And sometimes I just want to be like, how much do I have to poke to get some real
get it out?
To
get it out. Yeah, but it's been so therapeutic. I feel like, you know, hopefully it's been therapeutic for you, but you know, a space to talk about these things, and I feel like that's what we bring to our audience. As much as we're talking about, you know, fart jokes and random, you know, gross sexual encounters, we gross. Yeah, but
those were lovely.
We bring something, you know, a little bit of healing to the community, letting them know that we're just like them, and
of course,
come hang out with the chat.
It's true. Reading the comments, like that's what I see, and it feels so good because it is literally like healing us, reconnecting and having these conversations with each other. And then it's so nice hearing the audience feels that as well. Yeah. And that was Neds.
Yeah.
That was the original show, was these characters going through something together and the audience fully relating to it and being entertained through it while like receiving this meaning. And fuck, it's happening again.
And the chemistry that you guys all have is so great, and I think that does happen when you reconnect with people who really knew you at a younger age. But we can see how amazing the chemistry is when you first started the podcast and the three of you were in that studio for the first few times. Were there any growing pains? Because obviously you have the flow now, we can tell. But when you first started, was it like, okay, I haven't seen them in a while. Like, how's this gonna go?
There was a huge argument.
Will you tell me your POV of that argument full?
No,
like
I won't.
We can't go into detail. We
talked about detail, dude.
All right. Look.
I knew we had ruined it. I was like, oh, this podcast is not going to work.
This isn't going to work. Like, before one word was reported.
Wait, we hate each other.
Okay, all right. Go.
All right. The first day we're getting there to record some episodes, we're all a little nervous. We haven't, seen each other in this way in a while. We haven't created in a while. It's this new idea. We know what the idea for the Rewatch Pod is, but we don't exactly know how it's going to work. We know we'll talk about the show a little bit, but we already knew in it, like, we got to open up as people and bring the audience us now. This isn't us just talking about Neds because I can't. So we get there and it was our first day shooting. So actually the crew and our setup was behind. Mm-hmm. So we have pods to record. We shouldn't be putting it all out before we're recording, but they're taking a long time.
Like hours,
like 2 hours while we're there. And we have all this pent up energy. And man, Daniel has this ability to play devil's advocate just on any subject.
Any subject. Great debate.
Because he doesn't care. So he'll just take the other side just for fun.
Make sure your arguments are all put together. I'm going to present a counter argument for you.
And now I love to debate with friends.
Passion.
When I know it's good, like when I know it's emotionally safe.
Look at how he set this up. Devil's advocate. I just love to debate.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You asked for my opinion.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I love to debate when I know it's emotionally safe. I know I can argue with Daniel and he actually doesn't care. Like doesn't care emotionally. We'll just debate. So Daniel and I are getting into this thing.
And we're used to it.
Something that I feel passionate about.
Heated. So heated, I feel like I have to come out of the bathroom.
Lindsey comes into this argument thinking she needs to defend Daniel, which Daniel doesn't care. I'm the one who cares.
It's not defending Daniel, it's more just attacking you.
Oh my God, yeah. Then that happens.
So then Lindsey comes in, and Lindsey debating with, not something I'll do because it's not emotionally safe. Because Lindsey will rage.
Oh yeah,
Lindsey will burn the studio down. So Lindsey comes in.
She was my knight in shining armor, I guess.
Yeah, Lindsey comes in on a shining horse to save Daniel, who started it,
and he's just like, I don't even care.
Yeah, not one bit.
And honestly, the day was almost ruined right off the bat. Like we got in this argument
because what we were talking about was charged.
It was
charged.
It wasn't something light at all. We were talking about politics, and it was not okay.
Yeah, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife.
Oh my God, I literally thought this is it.
That is hilarious.
At one point, I just zoned out, right? Because the crew guys started getting involved too and started taking offense to like what people were saying. And I was so frustrated, I wanted to cry. And I was like, that's literally not what I meant. Not whatever. So then I like start to go inward. Dev starts like going like this and be like, oh, what? Now you're not going to talk? Oh, what? Yes, you did. Daniel,
pushing a little further, knowing.
I literally remember looking over here and being like, I'm not going to give you attention, and you trying to.
Oh my God, they're going to start fighting about it again. We're witnessing.
Oh, it's happening again. You guys are
we're witnessing you guys fighting about it again. Guys, don't break up the podcast. Don't break it up.
I literally go, do you want to know why the tension won't stop? Because you won't stop talking about it. That's what I said.
And then we sat in silence.
A second internally. And Dad wanted to just talk about it externally.
Yeah.
Let me just say, to make you guys feel better, we have all worked together for like six going on 7 years now. And there have been moments where we have gotten into arguments, and there's nothing worse than the dead silence before you have to record, and somebody has to say something. Sometimes it's like, all right, is nobody gonna fucking talk now? Like you have to break the silence somehow, and there's just you're like, oh my God, I can't believe we have to do this now.
Dude, before our first episode. Then we're sitting there in just silence.
And my body's like, I hate you.
Before we need to create this new dynamic of like, welcome back to Neds Declassified. We're sitting there just like, maybe this was a bad idea.
But maybe it helped even more because now you can argue and come out on the other side, which I think is always great.
You went in with the hottest topic you could go for. Like you started you started at the top of the mountain.
And I think that is a good telling of like being friends with someone where you can have a little banter back and forth, and then the next day you guys are completely fine. Like I feel like as adults you should be able to do that.
I agree. There's nothing held on. Like I don't hold on to any shit. It's just like, oh, now we need to fucking record.
My motto in life for everything: throw them into the deep end. Because if you can survive in the deep end, which you always will, then you will learn. You will know how to do it in every single facet, no matter what. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah, we jumped, we jumped right in and almost drowned before the podcast.
And on the other side of that, on the other side of arguing, I feel like you mentioned how you guys have connected so deeply, and Daniel and Lindsey, you guys weren't friends, now you're friends. It's also kind of great because how often are you making like new friends in your adult life? You know what I mean? Like you kind of just like wipe your hands clean and you're like, all right, I got all the friends.
This is what I'm working with.
Right. You're like, I got enough friends. I'm not making any new friends past a certain age. But then when you connect with somebody that it's not a stranger, they knew you once, but it's like having a new friend.
Yeah.
That is how I feel about every single guest, star that we've had on the show. I'm like, how is my mind not open to? I've always asked, like, how do you find friends when you're older? Oh my God, I have this whole bevy of friends who just got to hit up. They're amazing. And you really do just, I don't know, see them. The connection's already there because you do know them from that innocent time. And there's a care that
and you trust them a little bit. Like you're probably not just going to meet a stranger on the street and be like, yeah, we're going to be friends. But you have that trust. They know somebody else. They know a little bit about you. Yeah. That's always great.
it helps having the context too of like a lot of the guests we bring on are either from our show or other shows at the time. Like they've grown up acting as well. And just like, that's a community of people, whether we see each other in 5 years or not, like them having that context of growing up child actors does help. There's like an immediate familiarity of life experience.
Yeah, it's very familial, shared experience for anyone, but shared experience from your youth where we were spending hours together on sets, man. Like it's the best. And sometimes I'm like, why did I ever lose contact with these people? Like what? It's such a gift. It's such a gift to have these long-standing relationships, even though they kind of teeter-totter, and all faded a little bit. It feels so amazing, rekindling.
Consistent intimacy is, it is just the job. Really consistent intimacy with yourself and all of the friends and acquaintances that you get when you're healthy.
Jeez, I'm sorry, Lindsey.
It's a lot. Like intimacy, just sticking a toe in every moment is a lot. But like that, it's nice. It's really nice to like no have a standard to like be held to again and want like have. Just want that, or when it's
now that's a point because it's very easy to become an adult, get jaded, and say, "Oh, I don't need friends," and you're only saying it because you don't have them. You're like, I don't need friends. But here, we've been able to rekindle with these people, and it's like, "Oh, nice safety. This does feel good. Maybe I should make more friends."
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah.
Listen. I think both of you are like that. I got tons of friends.
Oh yeah, and I love her. He's a lover.
These guys are like, wait, friendship feels good. Opening up feels good.
Warmness.
Like, listen, your friends tell you you don't answer the phone at all.
I don't, but I see them.
Hey, that's important. That's important.
That is good.
How long have y'all known each other?
Yeah, how long have you guys been friends?
Like 7 years almost now. We've known each other. We met.
Was it from?
Job?
Yeah, we met where we and that's how we connected, and then we made the podcast from meeting here. Yeah. So
Wait, so you just met in the office and your guys' banter was so damn entertaining that you were like, we should podcast this.
Basically, we were like, all right, cool. We both like pop culture. Let's make a podcast. We didn't expect anybody to like it or listen to it, and then after we did the first episode, it like exceeded the company's expectations wildly, and they were like, all right, you guys got to keep doing this, and we were like, all right. So we've been on this journey.
I know.
How fun is it? How fun is it building a friendship actually around a project though? I find it.
You said shared goals.
Yeah. We had this moment recently where we've had a couple of really cool things happen in this past year. I mean, all the years have been building up and gaining success. And this past year has been what feels like more than usual and a lot of really cool life moments. And we were reflecting last week and we were like, we've built a really cool life together, like personally and professionally. Like there
started off professionally and grew into very personal moments, and like we're both getting married in the next year plus. We're in each other's weddings. Like we're just it's amazing. Very like it's something that it's funny because people do ask us that all the time of like, are you guys like friends in real life? Which is so funny to me because obviously there are plenty of people out there who do podcasts or whatnot, and it's a working relationship, and maybe they don't talk as much when they're not working. And every time somebody asks me that, I'm like, what a bizarre question. Like, obviously we're friends. Like, we're not actors. Like, you think we just fake it? Like, but I guess, obviously some people
there's some people that do just have a working relationship. I mean, I remember one time, we were in Florida both of our parents have spots in Florida, and we were at her parents' house, and my parents came over for dinner, and we were all eating dinner together. And her mom was like, why don't you film this and post it and say, hey, look, we're actually friends. Like what friends families are like non-friends families are getting together for dinner. You know what I'm saying? So it's always funny when people ask that
doesn't
question.
happen just for work.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
that's really lovely.
I find it so powerful, right? Because like in our adult life, creating our professional life is really important. So to be able to do it with a friend, I don't know. There's something like so special about it. We're only a year into it in this new journey.
Because
like,
you're rooting
just
for
feels
each
so
other,
good to
and
create
you want the best for each other, and that's what makes it like 100 times better.
Yeah, it's so much easier to maintain the consistency because in a lot of other areas of my life, I know that consistency has been tough. But when you're working with people that you actually enjoy, you know, and you care about their growth too, it just makes everything just flow so seamlessly.
And I don't know if you guys have this, like we got lucky, like each of us brings something to what we're creating here that's like invaluable and really like works well together. Like we each kind of have a different vibration and different skill sets.
Picking up the slack.
We know what Lindsey is.
but
I'm similar in the way to Lindsey where I'm an oversharer. And, you know, if there were 2 oversharers, it would be a problem. You know, Fran's good at keeping me in check.
It's a good balance. It's a good balance.
That's it.
There's also a reason why you guys there's a reason why your show is so successful because you guys all work so well together. So now it's like you're taking that chemistry and it's a different outlet, but the chemistry of having that success is already there.
The casting directors knew what they were doing.
Exactly. Right. Like everyone
I said that on one of the pod we did. We did someone's pod.
It was Scott or something. I don't know.
No, it was someone else's pod we went to.
Anthony Padilla?
Anthony Padilla. Yeah, we were on his pod and I just brought up the fact that you know, when you get on these shows, like network shows, like Nickelodeon has chemistry reads, chemistry tests, where they're like, okay, we know that we need 3 stars. And so they have like maybe like 12 kids that are all going to be interchanged with each other, playing those 3 characters. And so we were chemistry tested. They knew that it would work. And they just, you know, flew us into their template, which was the show. And our chemistry's still there. Regardless if the show's removed, that chemistry's there. So it's been great applying that chemistry to our pod. And also just in life, like when we go out together, like it's like, oh, sunshine and rainbows. You know, I don't know. Everything's just like so harmonious sometimes.
It's true, man. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. You guys are such a pleasure to talk to. I hope that we can do this in person another time and really dive in to some more stories. You guys are
so comfortable and like
you guys are in LA, right?
We are in LA. We did our first Neds Pod live show in LA like a month ago, and it went amazing. And so we're hoping to bring it to New York next year. So if we do.
That would be fantastic. And hey, we do a ton of live shows. We're coming to LA soon. Maybe we can do a little something there.
Oh my gosh,
fantastic. And we, you know, we got to do something in person because you guys are just a pleasure to talk to.
This is too difficult over Zoom.
Yeah, right. And this is the you know what I mean? Like we can really dive into all our stories, different times.
Exactly.
But thank you guys so much.
You need like a full-blown podcast series at that point because it's like you know you hold everyone's attention for like so long, and then it's like okay, all right, you just have to stay tuned for part 2 on on this collaboration.
Part 2 will come and we'll dive into some more stories. You guys are so awesome. Keep crushing it. If you guys have not listened to the Neds pod, go listen to it because you guys are hilarious. Can you guys tell everyone?
Go listen.
New
episodes every Wednesday. There's like a ton up of a backlog already. And there's more stories than just a blowjob I received when I was a teenager.
There's a ton to learn about you guys. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, ladies.
Love
so
the pod,
lovely.
by the way.
Thank you guys so much.
We were stoked to come on. I love this podcast.
No, we were so excited to have you guys.
Super excited.
We definitely have to do something in person because that would be
we'll be out in LA hopefully in March. So maybe we can
let us know.
Right. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
All right.
Amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you guys so much. We will be back on Wednesday with a brand new episode and a brand new Rhea who's going to walk out of the room and come back in. All right, love you. Bye.